What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today is the day many of you have been waiting for, myself included, leg 21 of the Asia Pacific tour, and we are going to the no other famous I mean, I don't know. After looking at this approach, it's got to be one of the most famous, most challenging approaches in the world, into Paro Bhutan, flying the Royal Bhutan A320 Neo in Microsoft Flight Simulator today. This is going to be, look, we flew, I don't know how many thousands of miles to get here when we started this Asia Pacific tour. So it's been a long time since we actually got out here. We're going to do a couple flights into Paro. We're doing this one in Microsoft Flight Simulator as kind of a warm-up. It's going to be fun. There's some things that are, we're kind of limited with the airplane, perhaps, such as a VNAV, but we still are going to be able to get in there. We're going to see some beautiful scenery, and then we'll probably do it one or two more times in X-Plane 11 as well. And for the finale, I'm going to try to recruit Phantom 320, and we're going to try to take a 321 into Paro multi-crew. So anyways, we're going to get started with this Paro Bhutan series of flights today. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning here, sim time, in Imphal, India, and we got a 250-mile flight that it's going to be very, very exciting. If you're a member in chat, just go ahead and warm up your bank angle check emojis right now. I did not fully understand. I thought I could do a kind of an RNP to a straight in, but it turns out basically every approach you got to do a crazy circle to get down to the runway. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be beautiful, but we may not survive. I did file an alternate. Here's the thing. I don't want to crash. We're going to try to be as close to the real thing as possible. If we can't get it in on our first or second attempt, we're going to have to bust out and go to our alternate. We're going to have to try again. But hopefully that doesn't happen. So let's go ahead and get into the cockpit right now. We're going to go ahead and fire this thing up. We're sitting over here on that remote ramp. We don't have any jet bridge service just yet. Here, let me get my batteries on. We'll get some light here into the cockpit. We'll get our external power on, turn on the dome light, bring the airplane to life. We'll go ahead and turn up our screens here. It's going to get a little loud as we do our airplane self-test. Not a problem. We're going to wake up this... Am I saying it right? Drukair or Drakair? I don't know if I'm saying that right. I know the call sign is Royal Bhutan, which is pretty sweet. And they actually did buy a 320 Neo just recently. They just actually recently had a 320 Neo go into this airport, which it's astonishing. The terrain that's up there is gonna blow your mind. If you haven't seen it before, if you don't know much about this approach, it's what the bank angle check meme came from, right? So whenever you donate, you get the bank angle check comes up. People passing around the Discord, we got the bank angle check emojis. Absolutely love it. This is the airport where that all came from. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's go up the overhead ground control CVR test. Boom. Sounds good. Let's go get our ADIRs 1, 2, and 3. We're definitely going to need that today. As far as the lights, we'll go ahead and keep that off. We'll go position 1, nav light. That should be in the auto position, right? That's not on. That's in auto. Yeah, it's in auto. Okay, cool. Just kind of hard to see from that angle right there. Seatbelts off, no smoking. Come on. We'll arm the emergency exit lights. Do our engine fire test. Beautiful. Drukair. Okay. Royal Bhutan. Oh, man. Here we go. That is geared up the right-hand side. All the lights are out. Beautiful. Okay, let's get the initialization set up here. I already turned on my EFB. This makes it super easy here. We know the boarding process takes a little bit of time, which is fine. That'll make up for the expedited initialization here. We're going to come to our init. I'm going to go ahead and hit init data request. It should pull our information. There it is, Imphal to Paro. 1 hour and 6 minutes flight time, but we have about 16,000 pounds of fuel because, like I said, I think we could probably squeeze 2 approaches in there. And if we can't make it in 2 approaches, we're going to have to head to our alternate. So we're going to try. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think I've had a successful landing attempt yet. I mean, I've put it down, but it's been really, really, really ugly. So I'm going to try my hardest this time to make it as safe as we can. All right, so we come over here and init request. Let's go ahead and pull that now. It's going to pull our flight plan. There it is, Royal Bhutan 357 with an alternate of VYMD. That's our alternate. It is a little ways away, so we got to be kind of cautious of our fuel, but that looks good there. I do have my Navigraph set up here. Perfect. And as far as our flight plan, since we're down here in the box, Thank you for the new membership, Reed Owens. Thank you for joining the channel here at the V1 Simulation channel. Go ahead and hit exclamation point welcome for more information on your perks as a new member. Glad to have you on board, man. So what I'm going to do now is load up just the departure here. So we're going to go, actually before we do that, let's go ahead and just do this proper. Let's get our weather. We're skipping ahead. Let's get our ATIS. There's no digital ATIS, excuse me, so we got to do a weather request here. Let's do a weather request. Let's go ahead and pull for all of it right now. Captain Geo, what's going on, man? I've seen you do a couple approaches into here, Geo. I know you can get her down. We're going to see what happens today. It'll be interesting. It will be very interesting indeed. Let's go ahead and turn up some integral lighting as well. We've got the beautiful lighting here in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Might as well enjoy it. There's our company message. I am loving how this works here. This AOC menu is spot on to the real thing here. Just awesome. Even the little delays with the A cars and everything, it's freaking awesome. All right, so we've got light rain, few at 1,000, no significant temperature, 15, 270 at 1, with a meter of 1013. So we'll go ahead and swip this back over 1013. We'll get a constraint mode on while we're sitting here. And I did print that. I did.
Bank angle.
I did.
Bank angle.
Been a while, so thought a Woodford Reserve resupply was appropriate.
Rand Cool, thank you so much, guys. Bank Angle checks in chat for that dono. Rand Cool, thank you so much, man. Yes, Woodford Reserve resupply is definitely in need. It's going to be a need, especially after this flight here today. So thank you so much for your support on the channel, Rand. I do appreciate that. Hope all is well with you. Hope you had a great weekend, and I hope you are ready to enjoy this stream over to Paro. Yep, Pascal, I did print it. I got it pulled up right here. All right, so now that we have that, with the winds are 270 at 1, basically nil. Let's just blast off to the north. So I want to go pull up my charts here, and VIM, I think we were departing on, what was it here? Let me pull up my sim brief real quick. Just the last flight plan, it was, I thought it was something different. KKU 1. There it is. So I guess that's the Stilshar. So 10-3 Bravo, what's the difference here? KKU 2 is southbound. KKU 1 is northbound. Ooh, this is going to be a little bit spicy here coming out with the terrain. I forgot all about that. So let's go ahead and select departure off of runway 4. And we're on the KKU 1 departure. I clicked it, right? Yes. Insert that. And that basically is going to... What happened there? Oh boy. Looks like we had an airplane spawn on us. That's alright. KKU-1 is going to take us off northbound 035, a left turn around here. We got to be max 204 knots until intercepting the 350 inbound. What I'm going to do here, I'm just going to disconnect from VATSIM. We don't have to deal with that. Not sure if it's just a troll or a mistake, but either way, not a big deal. We can get back on VATSIM after we push off the gate. But I'm looking at this departure. It's that tight radius of turn. Come back around. Mateo says, when I made the tutorial for Paro, I did have to try it 3 or 4 times before putting it down decent. Oh, man. Alright, so that is in there. And then after... Alright, KKU1 to KKU, and then I don't need 2 KKU, so I'm going to delete that one, and we'll delete the disco, and then that should be about right. Captain Shark, what's up? Thank you for the $2 super chat. What's up, man? What's up? How you doing? I'm doing good. I hope you are as well. Welcome aboard. Thank you for that super chat, sir. Appreciate that. Alright, so the Siltchair 1 climbs straight ahead. When passing 3,000, intercept the 035 to 5.5, turn left, and join the airways. Alright. Seems simple enough. Now where it gets a little bit interesting is down here. Alfie Douglas, man, you guys are... This is a reunion here. Alfie Douglas, thank you so much. 13-month subscription, man. Thank you so much for that continued support. Good evening. Hope you and your family are doing well. Thank you, Alfie. I appreciate that. All is well. Wife is super happy today. She's getting a Peloton bike she's been wanting for a long time. So wife is happy, and I'm happy because we're about to go into Paro and do a lovely Microsoft Flight Simulator stream over there. Alright, so I want to do the RNAV 33 X-ray, I believe. So let me pull this up here. And actually, no, let me close that, close you. So I only want to load this once, make sure it's correct. Basically, we're going to do an RNAV into 3-3, and then we break off for the circle 1-5. Yeah, here we go. So this is the BOGOP, and then the approach I want is the RNAV X-ray, I believe. Yes, off of Gitsu. So the RNAV X-ray off the BOGOP 1 Bravo? Or 1 Alpha, let me see. Oh, there's 2 of them. Yeah, it's on an X-ray. I believe it's the Bravo. Let me double check with my sim brief. It is the Bravo. BOGO 1 Bravo. Here we go. Gitsu insert. And that, my friends, is going to be how we somehow get into Paro. So we'll step through this here. It's going to look a little funky on the departure, but that actually looks pretty good there. On our way out, and then we start this massive RNAV arc all the way around, and then it breaks us off at 3-3, and then we have to go do a visual circle. Yeah, the runway 15 will be done multi-crew in the TOLAs. So don't worry, we're going to do 15. We're actually landing 15 on this approach, but we're doing the circle. So this approach isn't straight in either. I'm pretty sure you have to break off on this one too. So we'll definitely do the 15 in subsequent streams, but we're loading up the RNAV on this one. Alright, so now that we've got our flight plan in the box, let's come back here. Let's go ahead and get the boarding process started, because that does take some time. Weight and balance. Let's go ahead and request and start. They are starting to board. We've got everything else on board. We do need to double check our fuel. We need 15. I'm going to make it an even 16,000. So let's come here. Let's go fuel, and I want to take 16,000 pounds again. And refueling will begin. We'll just double check that is enough fuel. Total ramp fuel required. Gate fuel 15.3. Yeah, so we got about 800 extra. Perfect. Yeah, Mateo, I'm going to overfly and then head back. I don't think even with this RNAV 3.3, you can't. You're way too high. There's no way you could come in straight. I just don't think you could come in straight on this RNAV. It's way too high. Anyway, all right, let's look at this. Maybe I'll just pull this up here so I don't have to keep pulling up the Impal, SID, Silchar 1. There it is. All right, so close that, make that big. Climbing a left turn. And then out. Climb straight ahead when passing. Intercept the IIM 035 to 5.5. Turn left to intercept the 350 inbound. Or this for Cat A and B, or Cat C. Turn right, 280 to join airway. This is a seriously high-tech VOR approach or departure here, so I probably should back us up. I'm going to back us up with the first, or with the second airway. So to turn left to intercept the IIM 350 inbound. So we're going to load that up in the RadNav. This is one of those departures where we definitely need to have our RadNav set. So I'm going to go IIM, and I'm going to put the, what was it? Let me look at this.
Subscriber ahead. Look up.
Fullscraft, I inspired you to start up Microsoft for the first time in months, only to discover it somehow uninstalled itself. Uh-oh. Running the QRH for uncommanded Microsoft uninstall. Dude, that sucks. That's going to be a long install again if you can't recover it. That's sorry to hear that, man. I had about a 120 gig update I had to do. That's still chart 1. KKU1. Alright, so it is the I'm not going to put this one in because that's basically straight out 035 to 5.5, and then it's turn left to intercept the 350 inbound. So this is kind of where radials, you got to have a little bit of knowledge on radials here. So this chart says 350 inbound. Radials go out. So the 350 radio out, we actually have to flip that around to track the inbound course in backup. So 350 outbound, the inverse +2 -2 rule, we're basically going to subtract 2 and add 2. That would be 170 inbound. So I'm going to actually hard tune the 170 inbound course. And then after that it says, we're not worried about Cat A and B to 1.0 nautical miles. Then turn right heading 310 to intercept the 280 radial, which we are indeed going to take that outbound. So now I'm going to put that in the rad 2 over here, IIM, and I'm going to put 280. We're going to be tracking it outbound. Radials go out, so no need to do the inverse. So now I've hard-tuned my RNAV. I'm sorry, well, it is an RNAV departure, but I've hard-tuned the radios for backup navigation should we need it, and this is something that you would definitely do in real life as well. And more realistically, you'd probably even put a single-engine V1 cut departure in there, whatever that may be. I'm sure there is a special single-engine departure procedure that I don't have access to because I've never flown in here in real life, but I'm sure real airlines probably have that. But anyway, that's what we got set up there. That looks good. I'm gonna put the airport in here just as a backup, and we'll work on a perf data, but we are waiting for the completion of the weight and balance. All right, so they are still boarding. We've already kind of semi-pseudo briefed the departure. If that's the same, I did, you're too high. Yes, overfly the airport and then come back. Yep, Mateo, that's exactly what I thought. That's that RNAV, even though it's charted as the RNAV 33 X-ray, it's still, there's two procedures at play there. You have the instrument portion of the flight, and then you have the visual portion of the flight. So it's going to be pretty interesting. We don't have any ATC on. Our top altitude's going to be 360, so I'm just going to go ahead and throw that in here right now. Already set everything else up. Our flight directors are on. We are
subscriber ahead.
Aligned.
Look up.
Perfect. Thank you for the new subscribe, Christian. Cristiano Ronaldo. Are you the real Cristiano Ronaldo? Welcome to the channel, man. Thank you for the subscribe. All right. Departure brief is, call it pseudo complete. We're waiting on that. Our fuel is complete, 15.8. So let's go ahead and get rid of the fuel truck now. Or actually, I don't think we need it anymore. He's done. So, cool. Is he even out there on the wing? Oh, he left. Beautiful. All right. We're just waiting to finish up the boarding process. I did get a second window view here. I didn't realize there was multiple window views in the cabin, which you can line up, which are pretty cool. But, I mean, this livery is pretty sweet as well. This has to be Captain's only approach, Jeremy. I would imagine it is. I would definitely imagine this is a Captain's only approach. Like, the fact that they fly these Airbuses in here to begin with is mind-blowing. I mean, the terrain and everything around here. Speaking of, let's look at the weather for Paro. It is VFR, right? Yes, look at that. Oh no, here we go. 140 at 6. Showers in the vicinity, broken at 6. This could get very sketchy. This could get sketchy. Let's quickly, our alternate is very good here. Alternate is 0 wind, not bad at all. No SIG. So we might end up, this might be the first stream where we might end up seriously needing to hit the alternate. But everything else is complete. We got our fuel. Let's go ahead and get our pumps on and get the APU fired up. APU master on. Double check that we are indeed balanced. We are. Seatbelt sign come on and start the APU. Let's take a listen. Christian, what if Dax, when I shut down the stream, if Dax subscribed? Yeah, probably. I don't know, man. Brian Rosner, yes, it's very spicy not having a terrain on ND. This aircraft, as is not suited to fly. It is not equipped to fly this approach. This would be totally illegal. You have in-op terrain. You you've got VNAV in op, and you don't have the RNP capability. So we are breaking 3 rules already before we even push off the gate. It sounds like it's going to be a fun day. Jones, welcome to Private Pilot, man. Glad to have you on the channel. Exclamation point welcome for your new perks here on the channel. Glad to have you on board, man. Man, that APU spool-up sound is just absolutely awesome. We no longer need external power. That can come off. We are almost done boarding. Almost done boarding. And I'm going to go ahead and get the APU bleed on. Well, let's be good pilots. 3 minutes. 3 minutes, so that comes off. I guess we can do a before start checklist to the line. Maintenance log tell them it's on board and check. Cockpit prep's complete. Gear pins and covers removed. The signs are on and auto. ADIRS is nav. Fuel required for takeoff 15.3. We got 15.9 on board. And EFB is checked. Altimeters are 1013, 1013. EFB checked. Before start checklist to the line is completed. So now we wait. So this is like you said, Jeremy Harvey, you come to the airplane, they're still boarding, the pilots are done with everything. Only takes a few minutes to get us set up here. Why do I fly with the call sign 357 so frequently? 357 Magnum, man. It's a good gun. You're playing with fire right now with this approach in this airplane, Jeremy? Yes, I am. But we couldn't fly all the way to Paro and then not try it out in Microsoft Flight Sim. We have to. The scenery in X-Plane is just not very good. I downloaded one scenery that the airport's pretty good, and it came with all the ortho files around it, but I'm having a heck of a time trying to line them up, so I got to figure out that, and then once I get that done, we'll be flying in there. I'd like to do one approach and something else, maybe like a BAE 146 or one other airplane, and then before we leave, I want to do the 321 multi-crew, because I don't think you would fly a 321 in here in real life. And I want to fly a 321 in here with Phantom, see if we can get it in real procedures with failures active. I mean, it should be pretty sketchy. So that would be the grand finale, Paro. Probably next week sometime. This week, like I said, it's going to be pretty busy. I don't know what I got coming for you guys after this stream. Might be a couple days. We'll see. How about the Challenger? That Challenger's too easy to get in here, man. The Challenger is designed to fly in here. $125 or 154, and they're still loading cargo. There's our 3 minutes, just about. We'll go ahead and kill that. Let's go ahead and turn on the APU bleed. Listen to the air come on. Oh man, this I love the sounds. Could you imagine having this sound pack on one of our towless airplanes? Man. MD-80 into Paro, that'd be a hell of a thing. Let's do approach at night in the dark. No, it's not authorized, and especially with no terrain on ND, we would just fly into the mountain. There's no way. Jones, welcome to the membership, man. He said, I just got back into Flight Sim after a 10-year break. Wow, glad I found the channel. Thanks for the knowledge, Jones. Well, I'm glad to have you back on the Flight Sim platforms. Welcome aboard. Welcome to the channel. Should be a lot of fun, man. It's 10-year break, so you were probably flying what? Microsoft FSX, 98, 2004, depending on where you started. What about the DC-6? Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't even know. It probably doesn't even have the performance to go around, but that'd be a heck of a flight. I should pick the worst airplane in the sim and call it high points. Oh, Andre, please. Use Lukla as your alternate. What is the identifier for Lukla? Could you talk a bit about the rotation law and what to look for on the PFD for takeoff? So, the rotation law, I mean, as far as the Airbus, just 3 degrees per second. You just get a nice smooth rotation all the way up to about 12.5 degrees, depending on where your SRS bar takes you. Now, in the 1920, well, in all the airplanes, it's supposed to feel the same. That's why we set the trim. So the reason that we set the trim in the Airbus, because it's all fly-by-wire and we have rotation law and all this high-tech stuff going on behind the screen, the reason we set trim is so that the amount of force on the side stick during rotation feels the same throughout all of the flights that you do, whether it be in one day or, you know, because you have multiple fleets. I can get in a 319 and I can fly in a 321. If the trim is set and the airplane's loaded properly, the rotation feels almost identical. And that's what Airbus is going for. So as long as you make a nice smooth rotation all the way up to the command bars, that's what you don't want to rip it off the ground, but nice and smooth. Some guys tend to pause right about 10 degrees, especially in a 321. I have a bad habit of doing that sometimes just because of tail strike avoidance. You know, that 9.7 degree limitation with the struts compressed. But realistically, you just need a nice smooth rotation all the way up to the command bars. And you have to remember, the one thing that you've got to remember though is during rotation, the airplane is in essentially a ground mode with the fly-by-wire system. So you have a direct correlation between elevator deflection and side stick movement when you're on the ground. That's why it's very sensitive, and if you pull back on the stick and let go, the nose will immediately start to drop, because that fly-by-wire, the true fly-by-wire mode hasn't been activated yet. So we call that the blend. There's a blending process that happens after rotation into full fly-by-wire mode, into flight mode. They call it a blend mode. So you want to make sure you just put a nice easy rotation on it. Never push the stick forward. If you feel like you over-rotate it a little bit, just kind of hold it and release a little pressure, but never push. You should never push forward during rotation. Just hold it or release pressure, but generally a textbook rotation is just nice and smooth all the way up to the command bars. Is nuclear impossible for airliners? I have no idea. Gustavo, what's up, man? Skipper, long time no see. Do you have X-Plan 11 HD Mesh V4? I don't believe I do. I don't believe I do, Gustavo. All right, 154, 154. Are we done? Almost done. Almost done boarding. How's our fuel? 15.9. We don't have to do a pushback today. We're just going to start and turn around here. We'll make a turn around. Do we have to do a 180? Oh my gosh, we might have to do a back taxi. That's gonna suck. Because I don't think I have enough rudder axis. I don't quite have enough rotation. I didn't get my tiller set up. Oh well. Alright, boarding is complete. So let's come over here and knit B. Let's go ahead and put that in there. 25.3. Our fuel on board is 15.9. Let this populate here, see what we got. Ooh, I didn't put an alternate in. Oh, it is. Perfect. It is. So we have an hour 55 extra, plenty of extra gas. Will this work if I modify this, though? I want final time of... well, it doesn't have any alternate in here. Okay, so now we're down to 60 minutes. I'm trying to make it a little bit more realistic here. Alright, so we got plenty of extra gas to do 2 approaches. That should be good. Alright, let's close it up and get out of here, guys. Get him out of there. And wait for the doors. Seatbelt sign is on. He's out of there. We've already done our briefing. A350 go around in Paro where the pilot got out of phase. Was that Paro? I didn't think that was Paro. That was Gibraltar, right? Alright, how do I close up all these doors? Do I just do that? There we go. Alright, I'm not sure how to arm them, but below the line, doors and windows, they're closed and armed. Beacon is on, thrust levers idle, parking brake is, oh there we go, beacon, that armed them. Parking brake is on before start check is complete. We're going to go ahead and fire them up here at the gate, so let's go ahead and, we're clear to start engine 1. Let me just go ahead and get rid of all these spammers, and turn in 1. Man, that sounds good. That sounds so good. That fuel light off sound is just wicked awesome. Aaron, what's up, man? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Mr. Martini, $5 super chat. Thank you, sir. He says, thanks for streaming during the workday. It sure makes it much more tolerable. Mr. Martini, well, thank you so much for that super chat. Glad to have you on board, man. I hope I can help your workday go by a little bit easier today as we dial up this Paro flight. Should be a short flight, but I did get replay installed as well. So I got a flight recorder, replay mode going on, so we'll be able to watch the approach too. It'll be nice. But thank you for your support, Mr. Martini. Glad to have you on board, man. Flight sim said I should set about 1.5 up, but I'm just going to trust you there. I'm just going to go ahead and set 1.5 up then. Look at the flashing. That's pretty cool. Get a limit there, I guess. Let's go ahead and turn on number 2. Turn in 2. Listen to it from... Oh, yeah. I'm going to be quiet. I can't. These sounds literally, they're so amazing. My teeth are resonating. Like, is it too loud? Do I need to turn the stream down? But I don't want to. Turn it down a little bit. Gosh, my teeth literally vibrate during that startup. That is the most incredible sound for startup ever. Okay, we got 2 good starts. Let's go ahead and do our after start flow. That's going to come down. We're going to do that. I'm going to extend the flaps for position. Actually, hold the phone here. We might need to do a flaps 2 out of here. We're going to do a flaps 2 yoga. And what do we got for speeds? We do 132, 133, 137. Okay, we're doing a flaps 2 yoga. I just wanted to make sure. Gustavo, I totally agree with you, man. The Boris 320 sounds make the BSS sounds like stock. Yeah, it does. I'm using headphones, Jeremy. I got a headphone set up here, so it's awesome. All right, we got 2 good starts. That is off. Let's go ahead and turn off the APU bead. We'll go ahead and turn off the APU as well. Since we have to do a back taxi, now this is something I did in real life the other day. We're going to do all of our checklists here at the gate because I don't want to be taxiing on the runway and then doing checklists and looking down when we're on an active runway. So I'm going to just go ahead and do an after start checklist now, which is pretty much complete. We already did that. So now I'm going to do our flight control check here. Full up. Full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral, rudder, full left, full right, neutral, auto brakes max, takeoff config check with standby on the cabin, park brake can come off, taxi light on. We're making a hard right turn. Actually, we might make a hard left all the way around. Let's try that. I might have enough tiller space to do a 180 on the runway. It'll be interesting. Don't mind that citation jet there. I feel like I'm getting just a little stutter there. That was weird. All right. We're going to hold the before takeoff checklist and below the line until we are in position. Cam, what's going on, man? Welcome. It sounds good. Turn it up, Paul. All right, we're clear left. Should turn my lights on, but get onto the runway here. All right, let's go ahead and get our lights on. And you know what? I probably shouldn't Should I connect? I shouldn't connect the VATSIM while I'm back taxiing on a runway, just in case. Might be frowned upon. Let's try it. Alright, we're good. Nice little GA ramp over there. So I did not get the tiller. Pampers box check. I did not get the tiller set up just yet. I know you guys posted some videos in the chat on how to do that, but I haven't set it up yet. I guess I'll try to use my yoke axis again for that, but we should be able to make a 180 on this. You see a rainbow? Bought the Fly Sim A72 yesterday and love it with the Siva INS. It's so much fun. I'm going to do some ops with it now. Sim Captain, that's awesome, man. If you're loving that 7.2, consider checking out the PVA Piedmont Virtual Historical Group. I flew a VA Friday with PVA. We'll probably do another PVA flight soon, depending what my schedule looks like. We'll have to see what this Friday looks like. But yeah, if you really like flying that 7.2 around, check out the Piedmont Historical Group. Did I watch the Vast Aviation audio excerpt from the allegedly drunk controller in Quito? I did not yet. Not yet. I remember helping Boris with the engine start sounds and stitching tiny samples together that were less than a half second long. That's crazy, man. Well, I'll tell you what, Jeremy, it shows, it definitely, it's paid off because the sounds are absolutely phenomenal here. All right, we do have a little 180 pad here. This is good. This makes life a heck of a lot easier. I'm not staying on the yellow line just because I don't have full tiller set up yet. So I'm gonna swing wide and cheat a little bit. But this is fine. We'll be able to swing this in here, and then we'll do our final checks. And I did hear someone call in, so I might have to make a radio call. It is runway 4. Getting a weird stutter there when I turn fast. I wonder what that's all about. Impala traffic, Royal Bhutan 357, departing runway 4 to the north. Impala. All right. Let's go ahead and do this.
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
On auto, TAR. Ooh, you know what? We need to put this at 2000. Transponder auto. You guys ready? This looks a little bit off, but we're going to see what happens. We're going to see what happens. You guys ready? Could be the train pre-caching, perhaps. All right, let's spool it up 50. Full-blown yoga. Here we go. Oh. There you go. Nose forward on the stick. I want to get my water out of the way. Oh, yes, sir. Toga SRS runway auto thrust is blue. Here we go. A little bit more forward pressure. Thrust set. 100 knots, check. Vehicle on the runway, check. V1. Rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Nav. Flyby. Oh wow, look at that rainbow. That's that rainbow Gustav was talking about. Oh, this is awesome.
All traffic, Jamaica 197, taxi is due, go sharp position.
Basically intercepting. Let's go ahead and lower that nose a little bit now. Positive trend in airspeed before I start retracting anything here. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and bring it on back. Lever 8. Symmetry. Where is it at? What have I got? I just hit it just right. There it is. Thrust climb, auto thrust. What a beautiful departure this is right here. Alright, F speed, let's go flaps 1. Since I was right before V1, would that be a reject? Oh, absolutely, Pax. Absolutely. Impulse traffic, Royal Bhutan 357 out of 6.2 on the Sleekchar 1 departure, headed to the north, last call, impulse. We're just going to keep hand flying here. So our S speed is pretty close to auto retract. Here comes in the turn. I'm going to go ahead and see, will it auto retract in the fly-by-wire mod? What is it, 204 knots or so? Let's see, standing by on the flat. There it is, it's auto retracting, cool. Auto retract, I didn't even have to do it yet. Just like it would in the real airplane. And we'll go flap 0. Papa Ron, thank you for the membership, man. Welcome on board. Welcome to Commercial Pilot, Papa Ron. Exclamation point, welcome for your new perks in the chat, man. Glad to have you on board. Alright, I thought we were supposed to make a left turn, but we're just gonna do what's going on here. So I've made a slight tweak to my side stick. I'm gonna show you guys here. Holding this, we're looking good here. What's our outside air temp? Plus 15, so we're looking good. I'm gonna just keep hand flying her out. Even though the ND drawing looks a little bit off, it doesn't look that far off though. I'm just gonna let it stay in nav mode because we know it wants to do nav things. It seems to be doing everything correctly right now, so things are looking good so far. Man, what a beautiful shot. Coming through the clouds right here, this looks freaking real. Are you kidding me? This looks freaking real, dudes. And ladies, if anybody's here. Man. Alright, so we're at a 10. We'll go ahead and get our lights off. Give them our sterile call. So, we're in the turn here. We're still going to intercept IIMO01, so that sounds correct. There's our transition. We'll go ahead and pool for standard. Set standard. Standard set. Nice, easy control movements here. We'll get back on that turn. So I'm curious to see. I think we're supposed to turn left. Then we're going to track the outbound one out, right? Yeah, so we're set up to intercept his radial. I see what it's doing. So it wants me to go to here and then kind of make a little S turn. We'll play with it. We'll continue flying it. I love hand flying it. You know what's cool is I just noticed this ISA +7 here kicked on right when it was supposed to. That's a good question for you guys. When does this ISA populate on the lower ECAM? We should get a zoom in on it. If you guys have been around the channel long enough, you might know. When does ISA pop up on the lower ECAM? It's a good check right question. Alright, so I think this is going to make me want to do a 90 left here. We'll see. Maybe we flew past it. So let's do this. Let's help it out. Let's go flight plan direct to KKU. Nav. There we go. We're naving KKU on course. As soon as you said standard QNH, drone, absolutely, you got it. All right, we'll fly to that intercept point. I'm just gonna keep hand flying it. Look at this shot with the clouds. Oh my goodness. They're not as potatoey as they used to be, that's for sure. They are definitely not as potatoey as they used to be. Kind of flying through the flight directors here. It's all right. That just looks stunning. The sun is rising, correct? Yeah, I think so. Because we got to fly this approach in daytime. We don't want to be flying this at night. Yep, Gustavo, you got it right too. Yeah, so you guys are right on it. So the ISA down here only pops up when you pull standard. Now, it only pops up when the captain pulls standard. So I'm going to go autopilot 1. I'm going to go back to live cam here. Autopilot 1. So it only works on the captain's. So if I go ahead and push that, and it disappears. I know it's kind of hard to see it. But yeah, only off the captain's barrel ref. A little bit of chop here in the climb out. Leave the seatbelt sign on. We're on our way to KKU. Once we get to cruise, we're really going to have to start dissecting this approach. It's going to be a high workload approach. Oh boy, hit some turbulence there. Paul, take it easy, man. Hopefully back for landing. Hope you're back too, man. It's going to be interesting. All right, did Microsoft update the mashed taters? I think they did, Niels. I think they did. What is the flight time to Paro? It's going to be pretty short, only about, I think we only have like an hour or something. And the approach takes up about 30 minutes, so only about 20 minutes in cruise, and we're going to be briefing pretty much the entire time in cruise, so. Camp says landing lights 10,000 MSL or AGL. It's interesting, the way it's 10,000 in our book, it's 10,000 in the contiguous 48 excluding Denver, and otherwise outside of the US it's AGL. But that could be on dependent upon everybody. What is going on here? Well, we are getting some serious bumps. Don't need any of that. 66 knot wind up here. Good grief. So you could see Paro is already right there. Leave that seatbelt sign on for sure. You're making me reconsider Microsoft. I tell you what, man, the Fly By Wire A320 has definitely come to a point, or advanced to a point, to where I will definitely see myself flying this sim much more frequently now. You know, it was, since before yesterday, I hadn't flown it for 11 months, somebody said in the chat. 11 months we didn't fly Microsoft Flight Sim. And that's not to say that I'd have anything against Microsoft Flight Sim. It's just, I didn't think as a sim it was that enjoyable to me personally. You know, I was still getting a ton of enjoyment out of X-Plane. Well, I can tell you after yesterday's flight and so far in today's flight, I am thoroughly enjoying this sim platform again. Hopefully there's no groundbreaking bugs that come out in future updates soon. But as of right now, it's running good, knock on wood, and I'm enjoying it. We can do shared pit in the Paro. Geo, I want to survive. All right, if I share a pit, I got to do it with my buddy Phantom. If we went in there, Geo, I don't know if we'd survive on the back end of that. But no, that's the plan. I want to do a shared cockpit with a Phantom and the 321. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure your notifications are on. I'm not sure when I'm going to do that. I got to see if our schedules line up. Maybe next week sometime. Cam, I asked because I shot an approach into Mexico. Oh yeah, this airport sits at 7,200 feet. Oh yeah, Cam, definitely. So in a situation like that, yes. And you know, I think my buddy who works at a different airline, I think their book is 10,000 AGL all the time. Our book is, like I said, in the 48 states minus Denver, it's 10,000 AGL, and then 10,000 MSL, and then outside of the 48 it's AGL. So it just would depend company to company. Now I actually, when I fly into Denver, I kind of cheat a little bit. I'm like, I'm gonna turn them on a little bit early, or at the very least I'll sit the flight attendants down. You know, when we go through 10,000 feet, that's normally our flight attendants prepare for landing call. I will do that about 1,600 feet or whatever going into Denver, because it's 5,500 field elevation. So I kind of it's more so about the flight attendants, right? We want to give them enough time to be set up for the approach and landing. Abdul, what's up, man? Welcome. Man, we are getting rocked right now. You got the Airbus Phenom 300 IFR Captain? Good to hear it, man. That's awesome. I missed that Phenom 300. It's so crazy because there's so much I want to do. I wish I had a sim at home. You know, if my internet was good at home, I'd be flying so much more stuff. But when I come to the office, I got to really be careful what flights I pick and choose just because I don't have a lot of time. And I want to conclude. We've been on this Asia Pacific tour for 6 months. 6 months, guys, we've been flying Asia Pacific stuff. So it's going to come to an end here after Paro. We'll head over to Hong Kong probably one more time. Might even do that in a Microsoft Flight Sim. And then we're going to head back to the States, and we'll be back to our normal flying around. And when we get back to our US of A flying, I definitely want to do some more corporate jet stuff. The Challenger, I'm just itching to fly it again, but I want to get these Paro flights in because we've been waiting so long to get here. This is what I love about doing these tours is it's, you know, we put in the time, we put in the long haul, we put in all the work to get here in real time, in sim, in stream, or on stream. It just makes it that much more rewarding now that we're here, you know? So it's not like I just bounce around and fly willy-nilly, which I like doing that too, but when we're on the tour, I try to stay true to the tour. 6 months, tan flight. Yeah, I know, Christian, right? Our first flight starting the tour from LA to Honolulu was 6 months ago. In the Phoenix, or no, in the Phoenix, in the Felis 7-4. I might change our cruise out, our top of climb. Let's change it. Let's make it 320. I'm going to change that because I don't think we need to go all the way up there. Let's change our cruise out to 320 is set. That way we can turn off the seatbelt sign, hopefully, and start looking at the approach. In fact, let's start pulling that stuff up now. Hey, would you kindly tell us what add-ons you're using? Sure, I'm using Microsoft Flight Simulator and the Fly By Wire Mod 320. That is it, man. Everything else is a vanilla game. You know, I've got Navigraph charts here, which are implemented in the sim as long as you have an account. But that is it. I don't have any mods running right now. No mods on Microsoft Flight Sim. Where did I do my flight training? The majority, I did some in Florida, but the majority of it was in Arizona. All right, here we go. Here's our star. Now, for us, we're coming off of, are we actually going to Bogop? GGT, Dukem. Yeah, Bogop. And then max 250 knots, which is in the box already. All right, so that's the chart we need. And then the approach, we said the RNAV X-ray 33. Cool. All right, so those are the charts that we're going to look at here. We've got a few minutes to just sit back and relax. I think it's smoothed out. Let's go ahead and kill that seatbelt sign. Enjoy this view right here. And some free prayer add-ons. Cam, it's awesome, dude. Did I see the MD-11 teaser video? You bet, man. I am pumped about that MD-11. That MD-11 looks nice. It's only been 4.5? Liar. Really, Christian? 4.5 months? No. When was the date of that Honolulu flight? Was it really only 4.5? I thought I saw 6. Anyway, 4 months, still a long time, dude. Oh, I do have the pushback tool. That is correct. Yes, we didn't use it today, but I do have the pushback tool as an add-on as well. That's what, you can't see it, it's super airborne, but the pushback tool right here. That is the only mod I'm running right. Everything else is pretty much vanilla. MD-11 is going to be a day one purchase. Oh yeah, me too, man. Me too. Let's turn this down just a little bit here. Hopefully the audio is good. It's probably really loud outside, huh? Yep. I don't know what's going on with the turbulence, but we are getting absolutely rocked. Let's just go ahead and turn that seatbelt sign back on. hopefully that settles down on our approach. Have I ever crashed on stream yet? I don't know. I don't think we have we crashed yet? Other than a glitch. We crashed on that BAE 146 regional marathon stream, but that wasn't me crashing. That was a glitch in the sim. I don't know if we've ever crashed, but this is going to get interesting. This flight will for sure. September 7th, first flight. Wow. All right, Christian. Thanks, dude. Perfect. So the September 7th, yeah. 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 4.5. Cool. The FedEx Western Global MD-11 rocket out of 25 left at LA. Goosebumps every time. Cam, last time I was in LA, I was holding short of 25 left at an intersection because there's just a cluster on the ground. There was terminal caught fire, whatever, and or they lost power. So all these planes were all scattered, and I was in a position where I'm normally never at in LA. So I was holding short of 25 left, the South Complex runway, and an MD-11 came in and just put it down right in front of the airplane. It was sweet to watch, man. It would be interesting to do some shared cockpit. I fly 320s in real life as well in Costa Rica. Awesome, Jose. Awesome. I haven't been to Costa Rica in a while, but you guys got one hell of an approach down there into Costa Rica. What's the airport I'm thinking of where you do that Cyrus visual? Do the ILS, break off, Cyrus visual. That was fun. We did that in the 321 on stream. But Jose, thank you. Welcome to the stream, man. I've done some shared cockpit with a former Airbus pilot as well. We actually used to work together. He's now an air traffic controller, so whenever I say Phantom, I'm referring to him. Captain, I remember to bring the bread, but I hope you brought the butter. I don't know. I don't know. Visual 25 MROC. Yeah, that's it, Jose. Thank you. My throttle quadrant, I am running the Bravo, so I'll show you real quick here. You can take a look at it. This is the, there were a lot of questions on this last stream. I apologize, I didn't get to all the chat messages, but this is the Honeycomb Bravo throttle quadrant, and the add-on that I have here is the Airbus add-on. So you have to pay for the Airbus lever add-on, and it comes with, essentially it comes with an A340-600 throttle quadrant. So you have the style of the levers are A340. Now, even though I only have 2 engines on the 320, I always put a dead throttle here in the middle just because for my hand, having 2 little ones close to each other, they're just too small, the grips are too small. So I like to space them out with a dead one in the middle. And then, I put the instinctive disconnect push buttons on the outside, which are off of a 340 throttle, because the Airbus narrow body, they have they don't point out like this. They're inside, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's the Honeycomb Bravo. It's probably one of the best multi-tools you can get for your sim because it is so adaptable. I mean, out of the box, I don't know if I have any levers over here next to me. Let me see if I do without making a mess. I mean, you guys probably seen it all, but I mean, it comes with you got Boeing levers. It comes with GA levers. It comes with prop levers and things like that. Very easy to change. So I think it is probably one of the best investments I've made for my sim, just because of the versatility that it has. So that's what I'm rocking. And of course the Flight Sim Project side stick, which if you want to know what a real side stick feels like, if you watch my video on this and you set it up the way I've got it set up, it's hard to tell the difference. It really is. As far as being on a sim platform, it's very hard to tell the difference between this and real life, as far as the feeling of the stick. All right, I love chatting here with you guys, but let's go ahead and do a quick talk about here an initial brief. Looks like it might have smoothed out. Let's turn the seatbelt sign off one more time. That'll guarantee the turbulence comes back on as soon as I turn the seatbelt sign off. Jose, I use what is it? Shared cockpit? I can't remember what it's called. The one that the dev for Toga's put out. I'm still trying to figure out a way to get more detents in the Bravo. Oh, Russ. So let me show you. I'll pull this out. So I bought a detent thing here, 3D printed, for the Bravo, and you can buy ones for Airbus, which just has 3. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because I figured, I fly Boeings too, and I can just tweak it. But the problem is, this particular one that I bought doesn't fit. You're supposed to just clip it in here in this dead one, so I have a dead throttle here on the right because I'm not using it right now. And it should theoretically just clip in right here, and then you can have detents. But I guess the one that I bought is too big. It doesn't quite fit in the groove. So I think there are some out there that are probably made a little bit better. If you guys know of one that is a higher quality and does work out of the box, do link it, or not link it, you can't link it, but send it in, put it in the Discord, because I am looking for that. I'm going to try to shave this a little bit here with just a little sanding tool to try to get it to fit. But once I get detents for the flap lever, combine it with this stick, I mean, I'm set. Like, I am going to be completely set with my my setup. I don't think I'm going to need to change it for any reason, anytime, because it's so versatile when you have the Bravo. That's why I prefer that. Would I recommend buying the Q400? Absolutely. One of the best, if not the best, turboprop in X-Plane. You will not be disappointed with the Q. Ooh, maybe we should fly the Q400 next. Q400 into Paro? That's too, I don't know. We got to fly something else in there. Some Avro. We flew the Avro a lot, though. I'll have to put a poll. I'll ask the commercial members. I'll make a poll for the commercial members for our next flight into Paro and X-Plane, and then we'll round out the Paro flying with Phantom 320 in a 321. We'll take some CFMs. How's that? Because Carta's got some CFM engines that are about to drop, and they look awesome. Can you arm the spoids with the Bravo? Scott, what I do is I just use a switch. There's a little switch, toggle switch. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, one of these switches right here. I just flip it on. That is armed. From Microsoft Flight Simulator, I have to manually pull it because I haven't found the binding for it. I just manually pull it with the mouse. But there is no actual, like, yeah, I know what you mean, like to pull it up. That would be really cool, but no, unfortunately, there's no other way to arm it other than binding a button to it. MD80 in a pair. We might have, that would be one hell of a flight. Shared flight, I'm on the beta. Well, Jose, thank you, man. That's awesome. Yeah, that's what I use. That's what I use. I've used it, I think, 2 or 3 times now. Been pretty good. Have you seen Climb MCT detents? No, I have not, Russ. That would be cool. You know, the thing is, about the detenting, and I don't know, I wonder if I can tweak it with the settings in the fly pad here for the fly-by-wire, but the TOLIS, they allow you to kind of space out your gaps. And I've made a video, or on stream, I showed you guys like what my detents are in the settings on the TOLIS ISCS, and combine that with the sound. That's all I listen for. I really don't need detents for the Flex Climb MCT. I prefer actually just having it be all one range of motion because it makes it easier to switch airplanes to, like into a Boeing or whatnot. So in the TOLIS, it's really easy. You just listen to those very distinctive clicks from the BSS pack or whatever sound pack you have, and it seems to, if you line up your gaps right on the ISCS, it's pretty easy. I have a little bit of issue in this airplane and Microsoft right now, making sure they're exactly parallel. Again, I don't know if I can tweak that with the settings in the fly pad. I might be able to kind of make the gaps a little bit bigger. But, I mean, it would be cool if you could, it was like a plug-and-play detent, but I haven't seen anything like that yet. There are settings for changing the detent size of the fly pad, but there you go, Flight Simulator, he's got it for you. So I don't really want to mess too much with it while I'm in. Oh, there you go, detents. Calibrate. Well, look at that. Probably should have been messing with that before the stream. See, this is what happens when you don't fly a sim for 11 months. I get left behind in the upgrades, but it's good. So there you go. You can calibrate your detents, and you won't have an issue at all with it. Can I explain what RNAV is? Marwan, go to my channel. Literally, when you go to my channel, the first video that pops up is the RNAV versus RNP, and I cover everything RNAV, everything RNP in 2 videos about 15 minutes long with examples. So we could sit here and talk for 45 minutes about RNAV, but check out those 2 videos that I made. Should answer all your questions. But RNAV essentially is just GPS navigation. I don't use detents on my Airbus TCA. Audio cues are good enough, and FMA, and no other issues with the aircraft. There you go, Niels. There you go. Yeah, so on the TCA, I didn't use detents either. I just used the reverse. I did. That is the one major drawback, I would say, for the Bravo, is you don't have a reverse axis. That's one thing I loved about the TCA, is you had a reverse axis, which is pretty cool. You could actually, hold it in idle reverse and then go full, but it is what it is. This works with the Airbus mod on the Bravo. I just flip the levers up to toggle reverse, and then if I want to go full reverse, I drop them down into the detent. So it's pretty darn close. Do I ever take off with flex temp? In real life, all the time. In a sim, never. It's kind of a thing here at the channel. We always do Toga takeoffs in the channel here. Can I explain what auto retract flap is? Yes, sorry, I started a question earlier too. So in the Airbus, 204 knots, somebody correct me, 204, 206 knots, right about there. The flaps will automatically retract, but the slats will stay extended. That's if you are in the flap lever position 1, and after you've taken off, you're in 1 plus F. Or if you were in flaps 2 and you go to flaps 1, it's going to be flaps 1 plus F up here. That's what you're going to be flying with. And what will happen is your auto retraction sequence will start at about that 204 knot mark, which will help bring up your VFE a little bit. So where this really helps us out is when you're flying a super heavy 321. That can be, you'll see your flap retraction speed, and then your max flap speed will be really close to each other. So you're going to be kind of fighting that, well, if I bring the flaps to 0 right now, I'm going to be real close to VLS, but I'm also getting really close to overspeeding the flaps. So there are some situations where you just kind of let it auto retract, where this tiger tail is down real close, and auto retraction begins. It gives you a few extra knots here on your never exceed for your flaps, and then you can go to flap 0 once it's done. So that's kind of how we set that up. We probably need to start thinking about descending here. So I enjoy hanging out and talking with you guys, but let's go ahead and start looking at some charts in front here. So this one here, 17.5 at Gitshow. So we're going to do some math here, and I'm actually going to pull out a calculator because I don't want to mess this up. So we want to be at 17.5. We're at 32,000 feet. That's 14.5. Let's just call it 15 times 3. That's 45. Give me an extra 5 miles. 50 miles from Gitshow. I want to start down at a 3-degree path. But if we look at the star, I don't know if there's another restriction here. This is just 250 knots. So no. So we should be okay. This segment is, how long is this? 31 miles. So 20 miles prior to bog up. About 30 miles prior to bog up, we should start down on a 3-degree path, and bog up is up here, so we still have a little bit of time. But we're going to start down, cross that at 17.5. Now here's where it's going to get a little bit interesting. So I'm going to try to pull up all my charts at once here so we can see. So I'm going to go to the approach chart, because we know the only restriction here is 250 knots. Pretty self-explanatory. We've all done speed restrictions. So now we load up the RMP X-ray. And where it's going to be, we have to do some sim flying here. We're going to kind of manually fly an RNP approach, which again is highly illegal, and don't do this at home. So we've got the good thing is we have all the altitudes and speeds displayed on the ND, so that's really good. Problem is, we're not going to be able to sync this up and fly it in managed nav. Well, let me rephrase that. We will be able to fly it in managed nav, but we will not be able to follow a VNAV profile. So we're going to manually have to do our descents. And as you can see here, there are speed restrictions. There are also altitude restrictions as we pass each waypoint. Now, like I said, the good thing is they are all depicted here on the chart, which is good. So I'm going to manually be using a combination of vertical speed and open descent to kind of keep us in a descent profile. Now, one thing that you want to note here, as all of these, well, it's interesting, on the chart they don't show this way, but on the ND they actually show at or above restrictions, which will help us out here a little bit, because we don't have to cross it at that altitude. We can be a little bit high. We just don't want to be low. But at the same time, you don't want to be high on this approach in general at all. So we're going to be using a mix of open descent, vertical speed, and we're going to configure the airplane pretty much flaps 2 for the duration of this flight as we come along this portion here. Our minimum descent altitude for a Cat C aircraft landing 1533 is 10,630, so it's 10.7. We'll just round it up, okay? At 10.7, we then have to break off and begin the visual segment of this approach, which I'm going to pull up my phone here with a little cheating thing. I wish I had this on screen, but essentially what we're going to do, and it used to be done at 11.5. I don't know if R&P can get you down lower. I might actually stop the descent at 11,000 instead of going all the way down to our minimums. But we're going to fly flaps 2, hitting all these in vertical speed. We'll come all the way around the bend. We're going to get visual with the airport here. Once we get visual with the airport, even though we are on altitude and on course, this is not a normal position to land. We cannot get down from 10,600 feet here and land on runway 33. We just can't do it. It's too high. So what the actual procedure calls for is that we are going to overfly the field slightly, basically going to head towards the mountain over here. We're going to break off, fly to the left, fully configure the airplane. You have to be fully configured on this visual segment. And I wonder if there's a better... So I know this is the missed approach segment here, but this is kind of what we're going to be doing. We're going to overfly. We're going to fly towards this mountain here. We're going to maintain our altitude about 11,000 feet. We're going to break off and fly up the gorge, fully configured at VREF. Then we have to make a 30 to 40 degree bank turn while descending less than 10,000 feet, approximately 9,500 feet, no less than 9,000 feet. So it's a continuous descent at 30 to 40 degrees of bank, fully configured in an Airbus, and we're going to roll out and basically head towards this peak again. Once we head towards this peak, we want to be coming around here at about, I think about 8,500 feet or so will be good, and then we should start to see the runway, and we make our S-turn, and then from there it's just a normal landing. And I say that lightly because I've done this approach 3 times, and not once have I been in a normal position to land as I made the S-turn. So it's going to get very interesting for us. If we have to go missed, which is a high possibility, we're pretty much screwed on that one, because I don't know what the miss procedure would be. This has you going missed from here. I guess there is no missed once you're visual. If we do go missed, we're going to just stay in the valley. We're going to climb like a rocket, and we're going to eventually make our way back over to the Paro VOR and set up again. So that is kind of the overview of how we're going to fly this approach. Alfie says, no thanks, I'll just walk. Well, here's the thing. Jose says, this is a crazy approach. Imagine engine failure on the go-around. Yeah, this is all done in a normal flight, right? We have no failures, nothing going wrong. Imagine doing this and prepping for all of the contingencies. I mean, it is mind-boggling how many contingencies and what you actually have to be considering when you do this approach. That's why when I do it in the toll list with random failures on too, it's going to be very much like real life, and I think you guys are really, really going to enjoy it. So let me go ahead and get rid of this RNAV. Let's go ahead and start our approach procedure here. I'm going to put VQPR in here, and I'm just going to put the runway 15. All right, our perf data, let's come next. And before we do that, let's get an updated ATIS. Let's go AOC. Let's go, let's go weather request. And I don't need you, and I don't need you. We'll go ahead and send that off. While we wait for the, perf data, next phase. We know our baro is 10,630. And now we're waiting for the messages here. Now it's going to get spicy, just like the end of the weekend's playoff. Blue Bear, man, what a day of football games yesterday, huh? What a day of football. Okay, still the same. 140 at 6, 999. Snow showers in the vicinity. Broken at 6, 9 minus 8. Good grief. 1016 in the meter. Okay, so here we go. 1016 in the meter. Temperature 9. And let me pull this up here. We probably need to start down soon. No, we're looking good. Pull this out. .140 at 6. Temperature 9. Okay. That's set. We're config full. That is the essential briefing of what we're going to do. We're going to do auto brakes medium. I'm going to attempt to use full reverse. And it's going to get very, very spicy. So about, we said what, 25, 30 miles from bog up. We're going to start a nice constant descent rate down. How is our fuel? 11.3. It looks kind of low. Landing is 6.0. Fuel required 43 minutes extra. So yeah, by the time you fly a missed approach segment on this, you don't have a whole lot of gas to do a whole nother approach. Let me look. Is there another... So what I want to do when I fly this with the Phantom 320 is I want to do the VOR, the old VOR. Now I know there's an RNP Zulu. This one's different. This one kind of takes you in this way to 1.5. That one gets really hot. And then this is the RNP Yankee. What's the difference between the Yankee and the X-ray? Missed approach segments. Interesting. So this is a missed approach segment here, going right and back out. So if we're coming in on 1.5 and let's say we bulk the landing, we're going to follow the valley and then we're going to just take this segment out here. That looks pretty safe. But yeah, that's what we got. 57 miles, get ready to start down. Let's enjoy it. Let's see outside just for a little bit here. We'll turn the volume way down so it's not too loud. All right. Any questions? Only Buffalo can find a way to let a team go down the field in 13 seconds. I agree, man. I was hoping Buffalo was going to pull that out. What a game, though. And I was also hoping Tom Brady would win again, just because I wanted him to get to the Super Bowl again. That way he could retire. We'll see. You don't sound nervous at all. No. Stephen, can you repeat all that? Yeah. Are there any airports in the USA with curved finals? Oh yeah, there's a couple, PD. I can't think of too many off the top of my head, but I mean, you got Washington, you got Portland, Maine. You have any circle approach. That's another. I think there's another one in the northwest. I can't remember. There's a couple. We are just getting absolutely rocked. We might have to try a lower altitude anyway. Let's go ahead and turn our seatbelt sign on. Let's see if let's just step down to about 240. Let's step down to 240, see if that'll help us out at all. Hit the like button for that approach. It's going to be awesome with the mountains. Oh yeah, E-Boss. And I have a flight recorder replay, but I have to start it. So your guys' job is to, number one, if you're a member, spam the heck out of the bank angle check emojis. And number two, make sure I start the replay mode. We should start the replay mode probably... I don't really want to do it here because we still have to do a full circle procedure over here. So we'll start the replay when we overfly the airport and doing our visual segment. That's when we should start the replay mode. Drunk here, we'll see how this goes. Why, you don't like the Rams? Nah, man, I don't have a problem with the Rams really at all. I'm happy for Stafford. He's been rotting in Detroit for however many years, but no, I don't know. I thought it would be cool to see Tom go one more time because I think, with football, it always seems like when a good team has a bad game, especially in the postseason, if they can find a way to win that game, they're going to win the next one at the very least. So, Tampa Bay was having a pretty bad game, being honest. If they found a way to win that game, I think they would have really put the beat down in the next game against who they playing now. It's the Niners. I think they'd be able to just easily take care of the Niners and make their way to the Super Bowl. So same thing with the Packers. The Packers were playing a bad game. If they found a way to win that game, I think they would have gone all the way. Or, it would have been interesting to see what, Tom Brady would have had to do against Aaron Rodgers. But not clicking the like button until I see a perfect 10 for 10 landing. Oh, boy. What is PBN precision required for this approach? What is PBN precision required? RNP requirement is 0.3. The RNP required is 0.3. Yep, I'm going to be landing 1.5 as well, Lemar, so we're going to be landing 1.5. We're going to be landing on runway 15, but we're doing the approach all the way down to 13. So if you look at the airport diagram here, let me pull up the airport diagram, 10.9. We're going to be landing on 15. So we're going to come over the top. After we do our RNP nonsense, we're going to come over the top, break off visual segment, and land on runway 15. It's going to be interesting. Going to be very interesting. Yeah, the Super Bowl is in LA. Ah, dang it. X-ray. Full screen U. Cool. Now, here's the thing I should brief, because there is some snow showers in the vicinity. If we break out here at 7:08 and we do not see Paro, we have to go missed, and we have to fly some way doing this. Then we'll have to either try another approach or head to our alternate. I mean, I'm not going to change the weather to get in. I'm not going to do anything too illegal to get in, but we have to see something. That is the thing. We have to see something there when we break out. Oh, I like this view here with the window. I just love these windows. These cabin windows are so awesome next in Microsoft. Any restrictions in the LAX on Super Bowl evening? Blue Bear, I don't think there can be any restrictions. There might be some TFRs for GA traffic, but airliner service will be pretty much uninterrupted, I think. There might be some blimp activity, but I'm sure they'll have it sorted out. Flying into LA all the time, you go right over SoFi Stadium. It's pretty cool. I've been watching when they were building that stadium. I've been watching it the last couple of years. Flying into LA all the time, you literally flew right over the top. The reason that stadium sits down low, it's actually underground, below sea level, because of the final approach for LA. So they had to dig it down. Land with a grain of salt here, Cam. Yeah, land in quotes, exactly. Any cookies once we land? I sure hope so. Does Frontier still give out cookies? Anybody flown on Frontier recently? Frontier used to make cookies. And when I worked at the regionals, we actually, when I was at Republic, we bought Frontier, and we had cookies on board as well. They were so good. Man, talk about shrekking your diet. You start eating those Frontier cookies every day. Goodness. But they were good. I don't know if they still give them out or not. How do you get these views in Microsoft Flight Simulator? So check out XPlane72, XP1972. He has a video on how to set up wing views and your camera to make it just like I do it in X-Plane, where you have the numpad and you have left control numpad to set the view. Check out XP72's video on how to make wing views. That's the best way I can explain it. What cookies? This is not an FBO. Exactly, Christian. We're not going to the hot start FBO. Do I know the approximate ETA? E. Yes, I sure do. We are approximately landing at 0215 Zulu. Time now is 0155. So 20 minutes, we will either have crashed, been a smoking hole in the side of the mountain, or on our way to the alternate, or... yeah, that's about it. Those are your options. I don't want to do an open descent here. Let's do vertical speed 1000. Vertical speed 1000, 17.5 set, 250 on the speed down there at that PR 786 waypoint. Here we go. We're starting down. How do you shift between external and cockpit views? I do have one key bound for like the external view. And I normally have a PlayStation controller that I use, but I don't have that at my office, so I just kind of use my mouse to click and drag around. But the camera system in Microsoft was pretty much designed to be used with a... I thought I heard a PTU going off. It's designed to be used with a gamepad controller. It's kind of funky to use it with the mouse. You really need a gamepad controller to get the maximum external view set up. Microsoft or X-Plane, difficult to tell. Well, you know what? With X-Plane 12 and Ortho, I think you're right. Brian, hi everyone. Sorry, just joined. Thought on the 5G. If you already covered it, we'll go back after the stream. No, Brian. My thought on the 5G. I mean, it's just a typical. I mean, you get your typical government agencies blundering their way through modernization of America. I mean, we're not the first country to employ 5G C-band radio. I'm pretty sure Europe has already had this for years. So just the fact that you're overpaying these people to have these solutions and already work through the possible repercussions, and then they just don't do it anyway, and they say, hey, telecom companies say, hey, we're just going to do it anyway, and then the airlines say, no, we're going to sue you, and they say, okay, we're going to wait 2 weeks, and all right, just do it anyway. Like, it's just it's all, I mean, I don't want to get political with you guys, but it's all just corrupt DC politicians all paid way too much money, and they don't know how to advance their technologies. That's enough of the political chat for me, huh? But yeah, it sucks. We have a lot of memos, I flew that first day that it came out. There's a lot of NOTAMs. As far as airliner stuff is required, it only affects Category 1 ILS approaches if they're special authorization, so SA approaches. I think Salt Lake is it's just the one that comes off the top of my head, is the most common Cat 1 special authorization approach. And then anything Cat 2 and anything Cat 3 is all unable. You're not able to do it if you have to fly that approach down a minimum. So all it's going to take is one of these airports to go down Cat 3 mins and nobody can get in there. It's going to cause a frickin' doo-doo pot to sort out. I mean, I hope it happens in DC, because then all the politicians will be like, oh, my flights are canceled. Well, yeah, so you know why they're canceled? Because look what you did. So they're supposed to be working on buffer zones, I think, for certain airports now to help kind of space it out. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I haven't actually seen any direct repercussions on the Airbus yet. I know we have some new call-outs. We got a new radio altimeter call-out. We have to verify the radio altimeter is on at 2500 and it's indicating properly. And from what I've read, with a false radar, with a false rad-out situation, you could actually have a very serious situation with the airplane trying to drive itself down. This won't flare in flare mode on Cat 3. So there's a lot of stuff that can happen. I posted a link in the Discord a while back about some of the repercussions Airbus were thinking that could happen. So make sure to turn off crash settings before approach. Oh no, we're going full-blown crash on. $284 watching, only 100-something likes. Yeah, hit the like, guys, hit the like button for this Paro approach. I mean, look at that. That looks like a like button right there. Look at this. 250 knots. At PR 786, we're already at 250, just below 250. That's fine. Vertical speed 1000. It's pretty bumpy. We're looking good. The mountains of Paro. Air France stopped sending 350s to the U.S. Yeah. Oh my goodness, look at the bump. Are we gonna Are wings gonna break here? The graphics in Microsoft are so much cleaner, really hard to tell if it's real or not. It's the wing. What it is, I think too, is, especially in this airplane cam, is the freaking window. Like, look at this window. I mean, or if I go to, where's my other view? This one here. I mean, this window is so clean and so. I mean, this window makes it look unbelievably real. Because yeah, I like these views too. Where am I at? Like this one here, where you're just outside. But that doesn't look super realistic because you don't have a window in front of you, which you would in real life. There you go, Gustavo. You said it perfectly. DC folks are too fast for their own profit, too slow to actual advance meaningful anything. There you go. I agree with you, man. Hit the like button. We get some decent cookies when we land. Exactly. Cookies for everybody if we land. Cookies for everybody only if we land on the first attempt here. I don't like how much turbulence we're having right now. I mean, it is 57 knots coming across these mountains. I can imagine this approach is pretty turbulent in real life. Kind of like descending into Denver here in the States when you got the high winds in the mountains. It can really get bumpy coming down over the Rocky Mountains. So I imagine this is not much different here, and even worse. We'll brighten this up. Our train on ND is in op. Rip. All right, 250, crossed at 17.5. We're looking good. And a speed restriction of 230. So I'm going to go ahead and select speed, 250, and I'm going to just go ahead and go open DC. Well, we're only 500 feet to go. Let's go ahead and pick this up a little bit. Let's do about 1,400 feet a minute. This is where it's going to, once we start this approach, it's going to be very difficult for me to reach at and manually fly an RNP approach. What is our perf? I think we said 1016, correct? 1016 indeed. So let's go ahead and push. Hey, I did it right. 1016 is set and push. 1016 is set twice and 3 times. All right, there's 17.5. Let's go ahead and walk it back for 230 for the approach. I am in selected speed. So since we're in selected speed, I'm going to go ahead and activate and confirm the approach phase right now. We are activated and confirmed. Our seatbelt sign is on. Godspeed. Did you ever fly anywhere that had snow? Oh yeah, we had 3 inches here in North Carolina and it shut down everything. After living in Boston, it's comical. Brian, I was in Florida one time, and it's kind of funny because I just saw one of my buddies on Facebook. He posted some frost in Florida today. There was one time I was flying at the regionals, an Embraer 170. We were in Tampa. No, excuse me. It's on the East Coast, Jacksonville. And we came out to the airplane, and there was frost on the airplane, and they had no de-icing trucks. Like, we don't know. I don't know what to do. We can't de-ice you guys. We don't have any de-icing equipment. It never freezes here. We literally had to get the airplane with passengers at the gate. I got on the airplane. Crew got on the airplane. We had to push off the gate. They towed us into the sun, and we literally sat on the airplane in the sun, waiting for the sun to melt the frost off the wings so we could board up and go. That was how we de-iced in Jacksonville, Florida, man. It's crazy. And you go somewhere like Chicago or anywhere in Canada, it's just part of the normal routine. Toronto, I think they got some crazy de-icing procedures. You just taxi into these thermal hangars or whatever. It's awesome. Gustavo, you're going north, winter ops, temperature correction. Oof. CYEG. No, thank you, sir. I'd rather be going south right now. It was 36 in the morning in Palm Beach. Dang, Blue. That's cold, man. That's cold for Palm Beach. Y'all must have pulled out your one and only hoodie that you had in the closet, huh? These mountains are serious. All right, we're at 230 knots. Here we go. Liam with a membership celebration, 22 months. Wow. Thank you so much for the continued support, Liam. Just in time for the landing. Thank you so much. Yes, sir. Here we go. It is approach time, guys. It is approach time. LS push buttons not required. The next altitude is 15.7, so let's go ahead and dial that up and start down. I'm just going to go open descent on this one. Down we go. I really hope it settles down here with this wind. And I'm going to go ahead and get a little spoid brake action. Here we go. Delta slid off the runway in Raleigh? When? Recently? Speed alt star, 1,000 to go. Check. All right, here we go. Time to focus. Man, we are getting rocked. If you're just joining, welcome to the stream. We're on the RNP X-ray for runway 33, visual to 15. And we are doing this illegally because we do not have VNAV or proper RNP specifications on board the aircraft. So I'll be descending in some of the most treacherous terrain the world has to offer in vertical speed and open descent. So if you like that kind of stuff, hit the like button for me and enjoy the approach. Those mountains have a zero tolerance policy. That's funny. I like it. Good stuff, Listerman. All that's missing from the stream is screams from the cabin. Oh yeah. Interesting how there's snow like right here, not here. I wonder. Definitely is bumpy. All right, so we're at 15.7. Our next altitude. Let me look at the chart here. We just passed 754. So 15.4 is next at a max of 185. So I'm gonna come back to 210. I said 15.4, right? Yeah, 15.4. So we only have 300 feet to lose, not a big deal. Let's go flaps 1. Drop those slats out. And I got 15.4 set. I'm going to go vertical speed 100, just maybe 200 feet here, just very little. We're just creeping our way down to 15.4. No hurry to get down right now. If anything, altitude is your friend on this approach. We're vertical speed 200, speed nav. Now in an airplane that was equipped for this, you could go approach mode here and you should get an final lap. But like I said, we're just going to have some fun with it. I'm starting to regret this decision though, as we're getting rocked around here. 185 was the max speed. I'm going to dial that back. 180. I like flying around 180 flaps 2. It's got a good buffer, got a good buffet margin, low deck angle, and you can configure and go down a little bit better than just sitting around at flaps 1. Sitting at flaps 1 can be a little bit slippery if you want to descend. So there's S speed minus 10. Let's go flaps 2. All right, we're level 15.4, 180 knots, flaps 2, speed out star, check. What are we looking at next? Got to stay ahead of the airplane. So we are approaching PR 752. We're already set. We're below the max speed. After that, we got a 15.4, which is fine. We're already there. We have a 13.8, which these are kind of close together, only 2.5 miles apart from each other. So that's 1,600 feet to lose and 2.5 miles. So we don't want to dilly-dally. We might just go open spoid break down from there. So since we're already at 15.4, we're just going to leave it right now. As we get a little bit closer, I'm going to dial in 13.8, and then we'll just go open descent spoid break to meet this restriction. And I think we'll be fine. Well, we got to be 145, so this is where it gets you. You have to pretty much be fully configured before you make this turn here to be at 145 knots. We'll see if we can swing it with the gear up still, because we have to do that visual segment. Al W, welcome, man. Beautiful day in Texas, man. Should be outside. Not cold as it is out here in the mountains of Kathmandu. It is Kathmandu, right? Glad to have you aboard, Al. Imagine the pressure of having 160 people strapped to your back. You know, the thing that's ironic about that, Cam, is you're the first one in as the pilot. So, yeah, you're not wrong. You got 160 plus people sitting back there counting on you, but if you screw up, you're the first one there. So, only 330 people watching, no pressure, V1. Hey, this jungle's, it's just going to be a walk in the park, Kazansky. All right, I'm going to go ahead and set 13.8 now. We're in alt mode, so the airplane is not going to descend, but I'm going to go ahead and save myself some time. I've got 13.8 set in the window. We're at 180 knots. As we approach PR 750, remember it's at or above, so we don't have to really cross it exactly at 15.4. We could be a little bit higher, but we're looking all right now. 180. Things are looking good. I might actually pull it just a tad early, but 45 degrees this morning, Geo, in Miami. Oh my goodness. I have to try to land at SBRJ. Where's that? I'm not sure where that identifier is. 30,000 feet of runway? I don't know. That's not going to be able to get an Airbus in there, I don't think.
2,500.
Yeah, we know we're going to get erroneous jip whiz here on the descent, which is fine. All right, that's close enough. Let's go ahead and go open descent, 13.8, at or above. A little bit of spoid brake action here to kind of help pick us up on the descent. I mean, this is crazy. You're spiraling down into the mountains. This would be one hell of an approach to do in real life. I don't think I'll ever be able to fly this, but I wonder if they allow jump seaters on the Royal Bhutan. Because it might be worth world travel to jump seat on this flight. 1,000 feet high. Remember, it's at or above, so we're looking okay. What do we got coming up after this? The next real restriction is 12.6. Oh, no, excuse me, 13.1 at 724. 13.1 at 724. There's speed out star, stow the brakes. How are we looking for outside air temperature? It's cold. Let's go ahead and get ourselves some engine anti-ice on. Kind of long, you had to go around twice. Yeah, I might have to go around on this one. We'll see. I'm going to try not to. But bank angle checks, here we go. This looks like our first bank angle check right here. Goodness. How sweet does that look right there? How sweet does that look? If you hear terrain, and sync rate on short final, you're right on the money. I think you have to be qualified to land there. Oh, yeah, Al, I guarantee you have to be qualified. Look, we're about to have a TCAS alert here. Where's this guy at? 700 feet above? There he is. Okay. Oh my gosh, we got traffic in the valley. All right, next altitude 13.1. Let's go ahead and dial it in. We already passed our constraint. I'm going to go ahead vertical speed 500. David Foster has become a member. Welcome to Private Pilot. I'm sorry, David Foster. That's my buddy at work. David Fraser, welcome aboard, man. Exclamation point welcome. Glad to have you joining the channel here at V1. Exclamation point welcome will give you more information on your perks here at the channel and the Discord. Glad to have you aboard. All right, so where it's going to get a little bit interesting is this is at 145 knots max. Now, I don't know how she's going to handle if we go flaps. What's our weight? We are 147,000 pounds. We are pretty much at max NEO weight anyway. Oh my gosh. Max landing weight in the NEO, 148. We're at 147.3. It's going to be interesting to get down to 145. I'm going to go ahead and dial it back now. Let's go 160. Let's dial us all the way back to 160. Another member joined on the channel. Thank you, Gib. I appreciate the support. Exclamation point welcome again for your perks here, your new perks on the channel. Remember, if you're a new member, it's about time to start spamming those bank angle check emojis here pretty soon. All right, there's VFE minus 10 a lot. Let's go flaps 3. All right, we're speed out, 13.1, flaps 3, 160 knots. What do we got next? We're coming around 722, which is supposed to be at 12.6. 12.6. I'm just going to go open. A little bit of spoil brake here. Speed, open, descent. Activate replay. So I'm going to do replay. We're going to do replay once we cross over the field for a visual segment. We're not even on the visual segment yet. We're not even on the visual segment yet. Look at this. This is unfreaking believable. This is unbelievable. This is so cool.
2,500.
All right, we're speed alt star, 12.6 now. 11.8 will be our next. I'm going to set 11.8, and I'm going to just go ahead and start vertical speeding us down. About 200 feet a minute. Flaps 3, spoil brakes, no gear, not yet.
Subscriber ahead. Look up.
Thank you for the subscription. Appreciate it. All right, we're flaps 3, standing by on the gear. We have a 145 max, so let's go ahead and dial it now. And gear down. VFE next minus 10, flaps 4. We're out of the ice. Let's go ahead and engine in, ice off. Let's get our lights on. Mach Loop 320 stream next. Oh man. Alright, so we're on speed, we're configured. 11.8 to cross. I'm gonna set 11.5 for our final turn out here because that's what we're gonna use to carry us on the visual segment as we overfly the field and set up for 1.5. So we want to be at 11,500 for the visual segment when we fly over. Here comes the bank angle check right here. I mean, I can't imagine being a passenger looking out the window and seeing this. Are you freaking kidding me? Knowing what I know about airplanes and single engine climb performance and turbulence and downdrafts, this just looks pretty frightening. Chris, what did we say about flying the Airbus like a jet through canyons? Thank you for the 16-month support, man. As a commercial pilot, you're a rock star. Oh, man, I know. I should listen to you guys a little bit more. Bank angle check. Let's take a quick look outside. How we doing? Oh, yeah, we're looking good. See, I think I could have stayed with the gear up. But we're all right. All right, let's go dial in 11.5. I'm going to keep us in vertical speed because I don't really want to bring those engines to idle if I can help it. All right, 500 feet to level off, or 145. What's our V app? Is 136. Okay, so we got 10 knots over V app. The ideal speed for the turn on the visual segment for the Airbus, about 135 knots. So we're going to be sitting pretty right at 136 on the V app. So I'm liking that. At least we got that in our favor. You want me to start the replay now? It's going to be a long replay. Let's do it. I've got it ready. I'm not gonna hit it just yet. Because yeah, we still have to go do this visual turn. Could you do this in a 737? Probably not. I mean, I'm sure you can, like, physically do it, but myself and my knowledge of the 7.3, probably not. Alright, there's Outstar. And here's the turn. We should be looking to see Paro out over... Yeah, there it is. I can see it right over here. Oh my goodness. Alright, let's go ahead and start the recording process right now so I don't have to worry about it. Alright, so we are pretty much good to go now for our visuals segment. As you can see, the sheet, there's Paro. So we need to fly up this gorge, right here. This is wild.
Traffic.
Oh, God. TCAS, I have control. He's descending below us. I'm going to select heading. Heading selected. And here we go. In the turn left, I'm going to dial us back to about let's do 138. Give us an extra couple knots there. I should probably make some radio calls. Paro traffic, Royal Bhutan 357. We're overhead the field, setting up for the visual segment. Circle to land on 15 Paro. I've got him in sight.
Good luck, man.
Thanks, I'm going to need it. Alright, keep turning, keep turning. Alright, I'm going to go autopilot off. Flight director's off. Give me the bird. Thank you for the bird on this airplane. Let's go ahead and start descending. I think we're already going to be high. And let's go take off and landing cam so you guys can enjoy my franticness here. 30 to 40 degree bank. We got to be about 9,000 feet as we roll out in the valley here. So I'm going to keep the auto thrust on.
2,500.
Start turning. Let's go on the spoid brakes.
1,000.
Flight attendants, please
500.
prepare for landing.
100 above. Minimum.
Okay, so now let's go ahead and start cranking it over.
400.
We're at 10.5. Did we turn on the wrong valley? That's what y'all are saying. We turned on the wrong one. We might have. Well, maybe we're supposed to come up this valley? We'll see. Let's go ahead and manage speed. Now we need to head for this over here, the tip of this mountain. And then we make a right turn for the S-turn on final. Alright, I can look and keep coming down. I think we're already high, so let's keep coming down. Should have activated my tracked IR for this. I can see the runway now. Okay, let's go ahead and start the turn.
1,000.
Oh boy. Bank angle check. Sync rate check. Keep coming down, keep coming down. Keep coming down. The 60-second to live rule is out the window on this approach. Our gear is down, right? Yes, we have 3 green. We're looking good. Okay, start to shallow out that descent. Now we kind of S-turn it around this hill. Oh boy.
400.
iPhone check.
300.
Ground speed 155 knots. Oh my gosh. Oh boy.
100.
Oh.
20. Retard.
Jeez.
5.
Spoilers. More brakes. More brakes. Oh my goodness. That's my Bravo doing the, what's that weird binding I have with the reverse on the Bravo? Oh my word. Oh my word. Can we take this taxiway? Can we fit here? I don't think we can fit here. We're gonna try it. Oh my word. Okay, let's go ahead and stop the recording process. Oh, banking. Hit the like button for maximum bank angle checks in chat. Oh my goodness. We were cooking on that. Medium auto brakes were doing nothing. I was like, I'm gonna need more brakes on this. Flight control flat, McDo disagree. Yeah, we got all kinds. So what happens is when I go to reverse with my Bravo, it like triggers Toga and then activates reverse. It's kind of weird. So let's go ahead and clean up the airplane. Wow. That is hairy. Look, we got hot brakes already. What are we doing for wheels? I'm kind of shaking, I'm not gonna lie. We're already over 300 C. Whew. Parallel traffic, Royal Bhutan 357, clear of 15, taxiing the ramp.
Look up.
I think that other guy went around. Thank you for the subscribe, Mikey. I appreciate it. Guys, if you like that approach and you want to see that again, hit the like button, because I'm thinking we're going to do at least 2 more streams into here, maybe in an MD-80, and then of course we're going to be in a 321 full-blown multi-crew. So if you want to see that, make sure you did hit the like button, because I am looking forward to coming back here. I think our wing is in the fence? Oh my word, look how close this taxiway is. Like, they don't give you a lot of room here. Still have the spoid brakes out too. Forgot to stow those. That was sweet. So did I really go up the wrong valley? Did I break a sweat? Gio, I'm no lie, dude. My palms are sweaty on that one. Right when you guys started saying I was up the wrong valley, I'm thinking, did I really? I thought you came around that turn though. From
Royal Bhutan 219 and approach runway 15.
Like, I watched an old VOR approach from a guy that, like an old school VOR approach in here, and that's how they kind of break it off on the visual segment. Yay. Okay, gotta watch the replay before you shut engines off. Okay. How about this airport security out here, though? I mean, they just got a little fence post there. This is wild. Don't think you can land a 321. We're going to try it, Cam. We are going to try it. Looked right by you, Brian V. Cool. Now I'll do it in the 777. No, thank you. That's a hard no. Hard no. MD-80 would be interesting. What? 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 What?
Subscriber ahead. Look up.
What? What about my replay? Why can't I watch my replay? Oh my Fence 1 Airbus 0. Can I not watch my replay though? What if I save it? I'm gonna save it in documents here. Let me see. Yes, the crash setting needed to be off. What is activities? Oh no. Are you kidding me? Load the air. Okay, so I'm gonna load in after landing. No worries. Okay, so I'm gonna load in. Let's do this. I have to start the engines. Let me just do a quick engine start real quick here. Let me get all my lights on. What? I forgot my prayer add-on. Oh my gosh. Load at destination airport? Oh, rip. Alright, let's do it right. I don't want to mess it up. Let's do I got a better idea. Let me go main menu. Al, take care, bud. See you on the next one. Oh my gosh. We were doing so well. So well. I mean, that was like runway 15, and it was like what? I think like 10 a.m. Cool. Let's do it. Tampa repeat. Exactly. I am going to be so sad if we can't watch that landing. I mean, I'm glad we at least got the landing done. I didn't crash on the landing, but I'm going to hit ready to fly. It's going to turn on.
Please prepare for takeoff.
It's going to listen to the startup. Yeah, at least we crashed on the ground, not the approach.
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
Okay. We're preparing for takeoff. Roger that. All right, now let me see if I can do replay. Aha! All right. We have it still. Let me go ahead and turn it down a little bit. I know it's too loud. Hopefully, is that audio good for you guys? Let's enjoy this. Let's enjoy the replay. Thank goodness we have a replay mode. The other Jason, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I tried to land on Paro and died. I was there. I saw it. Other Jason, thanks for flying along, man. I appreciate that, dude. Well, thanks for being along on the stream. Thank you for the super chat. Hey, we're okay. We saved the replay. Man, it was challenging. It was challenging for sure. All right, so you guys are telling me I'm supposed to go past 1.5? I don't think so. I don't think you go up this valley because you're supposed to turn on this valley. You go up this gorge right here. I think I did turn a little bit early, but I'm pretty positive you go up here, and maybe you go around. Oh, I think I turned in too early. That might be what I did. I might have turned in too early. We need to go ahead and go flaps full, huh? Let's go flaps full as well. There we go. We got replay. By the way, sounds don't work properly in replay because replay tools are connected to different variables. No worry, Flight Simmer. Hey, at least we have engine sound right now, though. That's better than nothing. Real pilot, fake driver. Depends on the type of approach. Okay. That was pretty, I mean, as far as the landing, though, it wasn't as bad as I thought. That was the most stable that I'd ever been on that final turn there. But man, we were descending like a rocket coming around in the valley. And that's because I turned too early. So I think, so I'm supposed to go up this way and turn around. That would make sense. I mean, could you imagine being a passenger and looking at this? Are you kidding me? Could you imagine looking at this right here? How much higher is the landing speed because of density air in this height? Depends a lot on, well, like you said, on density altitude, so it depends on the temperature. Since it's pretty cold, the airport elevation is, what is the airport elevation? It's only like, well, it's 7,000 feet-ish, right? So, yeah, it's up there. You're definitely going to have a higher true airspeed because the air is less dense, so you have to cover more air, i.e. go faster to have the same indicated airspeed. Oh, look at that. Hit the like button for this juice. This is maximum bank angle check. Oh my god, that's awesome. Like I said yesterday, good on the air, good in the air, not so good on the ground. So that's twice we have died on stream on the ground. Twice. We did it in Tampa, and now we did it in Paro. Well, at least I learned my lesson. And thank goodness we have a replay on, though. Oh, Cam coming in with a $20 super chat. Thank you so much, Cam. I appreciate that. Small something for the replacement fund or for the tire replacement fund. Thank you, Cam. I appreciate that, man. Definitely gonna need some new tires. Man, look at this turn around here. Watched a real-world approach. He was descending 1,200 feet per minute. We're doing 1,800. 1,800 feet a minute. We're a little bit hot there. We backed it off, though.
500.
So there's 1,200. I can see what you mean, though, about the sounds. Like, they're kind of stuck at Toga. Look at that. Is freaking cool. Watch out for that bridge, Carta. Carta, I'm going to be in those CFM mods here very soon, man. Nice, 29 months. That might be a record, Carta. That's awesome. Thank you, dude. Cleared the fence. Not bad. I mean, I feel like we were absolutely ripping, though. We were absolutely cooking. Yeah, this is default scenery. Alright, so I see what you mean about the sound. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this down. Let's back the replay up more. Pause replay. Let's watch it from here. I might even turn the sound like almost off. Let's do a little bit of sail music. I'm going to watch multiple replays here. Let me pull this back up. Resume replay. I mean, I don't know which. I mean, we can watch it from here too. Whoop, whoop. Only 2 streams I've been able to watch the landing, and you crashed on the ground on both of them. Need to just click on the recorded ones later. Tristan, oh man, it might be you causing me to crash on the ground though. Thank you for stopping by, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, no reversers, card, no reverser in replay, which sucks. But look at this turn. This is too cool though. Alright guys, I am going to play multiple replays here for you. We'll watch this one all the way in, and then at the very end I'll just back it all the way up and let you guys watch it. This was really fun. I hope you enjoyed this stream. I'm gonna do a repo off stream. You won't even be able to see it. We're gonna start back up in Impal probably. I don't know. I can't set a date because I don't want to post it and then have to cancel it. But I'll put a poll out for the commercial members on the type of airplane you want to see me fly in here next. It will be an X-plane. And then we're going to round out the Paro streams in a multi-crew 321 with full consequences active. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much for tuning in on the stream tonight, or this afternoon, this morning, wherever you may be. Until next time, until the next one, stay safe, stay healthy. I'm V1. See ya!
Say